Okay, so welcome to Real Talk Society podcast. This is episode 6. I'm not having a guest or doing a visual today. You'll see photos of the young lady who I am talking about. Um, there's a show. It's a new show. It's called Accused, Guilty, or Innocent. So basically, you see the journey of, those someone being convicted of a crime, and you see the journey, and whether or not they're guilty or innocent is self-explanatory. So in this case, it's a young lady by the name of Angel Bumpass, and a crime happened when she was 13 years old. A guy was a 68-year-old man. He was murdered. And so years later, 2017, she got a ticket, which led to an arrest and her prints being taken. Shortly after, she received a warrant. This is allegedly according to what I've read so far after watching the show. So she was given a warrant being charged with murder, and aggravated robbery, against this victim. So they supposedly have a partial print of her on some duct tape. Now, after watching the show, I do feel like the young lady is innocent. There are a lot of people who feel like the young lady is innocent. Despite coming from a troubled family, she seems to have done well for herself. When she got a chance, she was able to move away and go start a new life. She's a mom. They say she was going to start school for nursing if she hadn't already. Had an apartment. Seems to be a very respectable young lady. Just carries herself very well and seems to be a great mom. Now, what really broke my heart about the situation is that a crime that happened when she was 13 years old, 5 feet, 80, 90 pounds. I don't see her um, committing this crime and alone. Let's just say hypothetically she would have done it. Um, why would she have tried to do this alone, and for what? So now so the evidence was the partial prints on the duct tape. No prints inside of the home. Angel says she has never seen these people before in her life. She's never met them. The man was 68 years old. I mean, why would she technically? But then, uh, if there was evidence that they said that the grandmother, back when this first happened, it said that she was one of the last people to speak with him, and she said around 2:15 she went there to purchase weed. This is what they're saying she stated years ago when the crime first happened. Now she's saying that she never said that, or she doesn't remember, things of that nature. The grandfather is saying, "Hey, well, I did work at that house. I went there 1 to 2 times a week doing work. My granddaughter, she was 13, used to be inside of my workshop. It's possible she's touched my duct tape, and that's how it could have happened." But then they say, "Hey, well, her fingerprint is on the inside, the sticky side." But when you're playing with duct tape, let's just say she was, why would her fingerprint not be on the inside? It's just it wasn't enough, and that was the only thing they had to convict her on. Partial prints, nothing else, nothing. So she had a co-defendant, this guy, and his cousin was a jailhouse snitch, and he basically testified saying that his cousin told him that he duct taped the guy and he did commit the crime. uh, I didn't see anywhere, because it's chopped up, so we can't see all of the details, but they say there was no mention of her by the snitch nor the co-defendant. So that's something right there. And she's saying she doesn't know the co-defendant. And I don't see where the co-defendant is saying that he knows her. Um, so really, I really think that the attorneys did not put their best foot forward handling this case. Yeah, the lady seemed to have been in genuine tears in the end, but I feel like it could have been handled differently. This young lady's life was at stake. I'm a mother. Can you imagine living your life, having working on being a parent and getting yourself together, and then someone comes and tells you you murdered someone 13 years old whom you've never seen, and this is according to what she's saying. That broke my heart for her to get 60 years, and that's 2070. That is a very long time for her, and to never see her kids again. And just imagine, where are her kids right now? What type of situation was she in? Nobody really knows. They didn't dig into things that were really important that I think would have helped her case. So the lawyers, like a lot of people are blaming the jury. Yes, the jury can only go off of what was put before them as well, unless, they're crooked. The defense didn't give anything to really make you say, but I also, although they didn't give you anything to really fight, to believe she didn't do anything, I don't feel like the prosecutor had a great defense. I mean, a great a great case either. Like, I don't feel like they put up enough evidence for her to be getting that much time in prison. So it's really hard. I've watched it 2 times, and it has really bothered me. I see people, and right now it's a lot of things going on in the communities, from brutality to, just it's a lot happening, a lot of crimes and stuff. So, and went viral lately. It's been a few things that's went viral. So people are focused on that. But I really think that this is important, and that we need to speak up for her. Someone needs to fight for her. And I read somewhere that she may have been set to go back to court, but due to the corona, it's been put to the side. But it would be great for someone to, or people of power to get in her corner, or just know about this story, if they don't already. Once you watch it, it's no way that you cannot be concerned with the situation. It really broke my heart, and I have been thinking about it a lot. I signed the petition. I'm going to put the petition in the description so that you can go and at least sign the petition. I have not donated money. If anything, I would give money to her where she is, or write and find out who is actually making and taking care of legal counsel for her, because I can't identify the sources and who are, putting up the different stuff for her, because it can be anybody. But I'm definitely going to write her and, just go from there. We have different things like the Innocence Project, just people. I've been posting and hashtagging her ever since I seen it. She really needs help. She really, really needs help. It was just a lot. The family seemed really weird. The grandmother didn't really seem to care. She just was more so, I didn't have anything to do with it. Not once did I even hear her say like, "Oh, my granddaughter is innocent. She was a good kid." It's more or less like, "Hey, if it's on her, I'm gonna let it be on her." Listening to the brothers talk sounds like they know something, and she was a child. So if her family did have something to do with it, I do not feel like it's fair that she is going to sit 60 years for something that she did not do. A partial print is not enough. It's just not enough. This is a sad situation, and I really feel bad for her. Like, I can see if it was enough evidence, even if we're looking at just that, like, let's take subjective emotions aside out of it. If we're just being objective and looking at it, they did not have a case. There was nothing to convict her on outside of what it looks like the family did. but nothing for her directly. She was a 13-year-old child, and not saying because 13-year-olds get in trouble, but there was nothing directly linking her to this situation. If she was dumb enough to get her prints on duct tape, why wouldn't her prints be anywhere else in the house? I just feel like it was not enough done. It just wasn't. The counsel that she had, I said I wasn't going to say this, but they were trash. They were trash. Based on what I saw, they sucked. Let's just be clear, they sucked. Did the lady seem like she cared? She did. After she was sentenced to life, it seemed like, when she was crying and everything. But how long will that last? Does she still care? Is she advocating in any way, trying to, help her get a retrial? Or did she, do anything after? I don't know whether she did or not. But this is a serious situation, and I know there are a lot of people that are locked up for crimes that they didn't commit, but this is one that I saw. And this really, really, really broke my heart. I see videos with her children. She just, it doesn't seem like she's not telling the truth. And again, outside of just human instinct and watching, where is the evidence? There was no concrete evidence. Then they said the crime happened between 2 and 4. They confirmed that the bus will drop them off, around 2:45. Where and how much time does it take to duct tape someone, do what you're gonna do around the house? Come on. 2:45, and if it happened between 2 and 4, the timeline just does not make sense. It doesn't. And let's just say the grandmother did go there and buy weed at 2:15. The granddaughter was supposed to what? Still be on the bus on her way home from school. There's just a lot that's missing. So the way it was chopped up, because it's a lot of editing on television. From what I saw, it was a horrible situation. And I really thought when they found the guy to be innocent, that she was too. It was crazy. Like, my heart dropped for her. It dropped for her. So let me see, because it was a few other things. And you know what? At least you know what I have to say too? At least the grandfather tried to come up with a story, or tried to have some defense for his granddaughter. The grandmother was so freaking weird. She didn't even try. It just seemed like if you just look at her, it feels like she knows something, even if she didn't do something. It just doesn't feel right. What type of person would not stand up if you know this girl was 13, didn't do anything? Or even just the love. This is your grandchild, even if y'all didn't have a good relationship. Why would you not say she did not do this? It was just, I didn't do it. I don't know who called. It wasn't me. It was a lot. And this really took a toll on me. So I will be doing research and stuff like that to try to find out, what's going on, or if I can just submit information. I know it's only so much that I can do to help, but anything, I feel good just knowing that I'm putting something out into the world that can possibly get heard by somebody else, that may make them want to go and listen, that may make them want to go and watch and see what happens, because this is really, really sad. And again, if I felt like there was evidence there to really say, okay, she's convicted, I wouldn't be saying anything. But it's just something not sitting right about the situation. And I really hope people who are able and powerful and able to just do something, I hope that they hear this or that they see it, because her story is out there and more people are starting to see it and talk about it. The show is on A&E. I'll also put that in the description and let you know what episode it is so you can check it out. If you all can share the petition, share her story, just tag people, letting people know, you know, check this out. Like it just, I don't know. I was trying to think about what I was going to do for the episode this week. I had like 3 people I wanted to bring on. But at this point, I just don't want to talk to anyone and do it. I had to do this. I just had to. I have 2 boys, and after watching just made me go and just go wave and say hey for nothing. Because can you imagine going away and never seeing your kids for something you didn't do? Like people have a hard time for going away from their kids when they did commit a crime or did do something. But can you imagine living your life and one day everything is taken away from you for something you didn't do or you haven't been proven to, it was no proof to say that you did it. And then now your kids are just out here, you don't know whether they're okay, are they eating good, you're all they know. It is very, very sad. Um, it's sad. Again, I'm a mom and I couldn't imagine something like that happening to me. And she needs a fair shot. She needs counsel that's gonna fight for her, not counsel that's looking to be popular or get famous off of someone's story, someone who genuinely wants to do their job and they care about the law and want to see her free. Like here, I can't say it's a conspiracy or nothing crazy because I don't get into that type of stuff. Here, Real Talk Society podcast, we talk about life, we enjoy, have a good time, but sometimes there will be things that happens that I would like to discuss, and this is one of those things. She needs help. So if anybody out there, her information to write her will be in the description. Anything that I think of, even after I'm done talking here, will be in the description for you all. But please just share her story. Think about if it was you. And I know it's people just going on with their everyday lives. We have enough going on with the corona and stuff like that. But this was a really touching situation. And it will really move your heart. It really will. And it's not because she's a girl or a young lady or just a mother. It's like it showed no evidence for real. Like it wasn't. And then I'm reading different stuff about the wife and insurance policy changes. Like it's a lot. So I don't know the details. I can only go by what I saw on the show and things that I'm finding now as I'm researching her. But it would be really great if we could just spread the word for Angel Bumpass, justice for Angel Bumpass and her kids, because her kids are also suffering by not seeing their mom again. Um, yeah, so I have to go now because it is really getting to a point where I need to clear my spirit because it's overwhelming me. I'm one of those people that when something happens and I feel it, I can feel it to the core of my soul. So now I have to shake this off some way. But with that being said, please hashtag justice for Angel Bumpass. Again, information will be in my description. Don't just bypass this and listen and forget about it. It's a young lady's life at stake and also her children. She was trying to break the cycle. Her mom was in prison for crimes and still there to this day. This young lady is like a rose that grew through the concrete. She actually went on to do something with her life. not getting into any major situations moving forward according to what they're saying. They're not saying, because you know they will go ahead and blast every bad thing you've done. And it was none of that. So she needs a chance to break that cycle. She does not deserve to be sitting in a prison for 60 years based on the evidence that I saw. There was there was none. And the counsel that she had, I don't mean any disrespect, but the way you all handled that case, it was no real passion during the process. And I get it. You can't get, too attached personally. That's why there's jobs I can't do. I couldn't be an attorney because I'm not going to defend guilty people, and it will kill me to watch an innocent person go. So with that being said, I just felt like y'all could have done better. Whatever y'all reasoning and why it was handled the way it was, I hope that, you find peace with yourself, but that was a horrible display of defense for this case. And then, but before I go, and then the woman, she went on to play with the duct tape and touch it all over and says, just because I've touched the duct tape and it's placed at a scene, does that mean that I committed a crime? First of all, you did not help the case by touching the duct tape and showing how hard it is to tear duct tape, which will lead to prints being on the inside. That was not helping. What about the defense of her being in the workshop and possibly tearing some tape? It's just, or let's just say it didn't, like, the odds, that's the logically, that would be the only thing I could really think of, that it came from the house and it's something she's used. You know how many times I've used duct tape to do things? People use duct tape. It's not far-fetched to believe that a 13-year-old touched some duct tape. So, again, information will be in the description below. Justice for Angel Bumpass and justice for her children. If you know of any resources that can help this young lady, write her, pass it along, or just mention her situation to people who can make a difference. Thank you for your time. I will be back to the regular show. I believe next Monday I should. But again, you all already know that I am expecting my last child. Because I've already mentioned it, so you would know that. So I am getting heavier and I am tired. I'm getting closer to my due date, so I have to figure out how I want to go about completing the show, especially just starting, but I don't want to stop because I really enjoy what I do here. So thank y'all for taking the time out to listen, and I hope your heart is moved to go do the petition or just post a hashtag here and there about her or share her story. And that's all. Thank you. And oh yeah, I know it's late, but to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. I hope you had a great Mother's Day. And I know a lot of things are planning on opening up on the 18th, but still be safe. Practice social distancing if you can. Wash your hands. Just do what you need to do as far as that. And again, thank y'all for your time and for listening. And please pass the word. Justice for Angel Bumpass.